Hello YouTube, it's Sarah Nicole. It's a day after my 8-week checkup with my doctor for hormone replacement therapy. So I thought I'd go over a couple things with y'all. Um, I'm doing very well, though I've been sick for a few days. I really should be in my bed. I don't know what's going on. I think it's a sinus infection, but I'm suffering from severe vertigo. If I stand up too fast or too long, I get very dizzy. And it's almost like I'm drunk. Everything starts spinning around and around. And it is due to my eustachian tubes being blocked. The doctor thinks it's just something that will pass in a couple of days, but for 2 solid days now, if I stand up, I get all dizzy. So driving is something that I shouldn't be doing. Here's where I'm at 2 months. I noticed some very subtle changes little by little on my arms, though you can't tell in the video. I could tell from pictures and feeling are getting thinner. And the muscle structure of my stomach is taking on a different form. I have lost a lot of weight and I'm continuing to lose weight. I'm getting down to about 190 now. I started a couple months ago at 248. So I've dropped significant weight in the last year. But in the last 2 months, I just see those changes. Of course, I talk about the skin softening, attitude, much more reserved. I tend to do things I didn't do in the past. In the past, I was the person that would always be the kind of shoot from the hip type of person. I like to call it the man's way of doing things. You do it through trial and error. What that means is sometimes we have successes because we've tried so many different ways that eventually one of them works. But now I have to say that I'm not that quick to react person. I'm actually going through lots of thoughts and things beforehand. So I am changing a little bit about the way I'm thinking. I won't say I'm dwelling on things, but I'm definitely thinking things through. Body changes are so subtle, but the doctor sees them as being big. My breasts have significantly changed in the way they're developing. They are growing more rapidly than the doctor thought they should for me at this point, but for me they just don't feel it. He says that I'm showing usually what somebody of my age would show at the 6-month mark. Now, I did think I was on hormones before this, but it turns out that I was not. I'm going to give you something. I did one of those black market things where you order online and it comes from some faraway off nation. And I was ordering estrogen and spironolactone from this website, and this is it right here, okay? And what happened is I was getting charged $50 for essentially Altoids. These were doing nothing but a placebo effect, probably making me feel more calm. The estrogen itself was indeed estrogen, but it was 1/8 the dose that they said it was, so it was definitely not anything that would even make you transition. I mean, it wouldn't grow breasts. I mean, it maybe made my nipples tender and that was it. But I was doing that from February on, and the spironolactone from April. Now, I did get my number for testosterone back. I have a lot of things here, and this has to be one of the best blood tests I've ever had. I've had issues in the past because of my weight with triglycerides and with my blood pressure and with my cholesterol, my lipids, and none of them are any part of an issue at all at this point. But there is a number, and I'm going to try to hold it up. Down at the bottom, you see testosterone total. It's 37. The doctor shoots for under 50. And the funny thing is, my opening, the baseline that they took 2 months ago was 87. And a normal male is over 400. So I questioned him and said, well, if they were Altoids, these things I was taking, the spironolactone I showed everybody, then how could I possibly have um, had any kind of testosterone lowering? And he's gotten other tests from my doctor, and he said that 2 years ago I was suffering from hypogonadal syndrome. I think that's what it's called, hypogonadal syndrome. I'm sorry for the noise. My dog is just nuts over there. And I was suffering from low testosterone from 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and even as far back as he could see in the records that my doctor, my GP sent over, as far back as 2001, just before that actually, it was in 2001. I don't have the date written down. I think it was 1999. My ex and I were trying to have babies back then, and I went for a sperm test and a testosterone test, and I was below 200 back then. So I'm pretty happy about where I am. I'm not happy about being sick today, but I have been confirmed it has nothing to do with my transition. Now, I don't want to make this go over, but I do want to talk a little bit about that one thing I suggested back there, not suggested, but led into. I did do black market hormones, and I was spending a lot of money, okay? Because I didn't want to wait the time I had to wait to go to the endocrinologist. And I went to the websites and I researched and I did what I could. And I wound up purchasing these things through a site that looked to be reputable. Other transgender people were ordering from this website. And this doctor is very much in the know of this website that I'm talking about. And essentially, he has stated to me outright that he's had people that have come to him, gone on HRT, have gone through their 3 months with him, and come back a year later. And a year later, they're still on what they think is spironolactone and estrogen, but all the change that they had was only in that first few months that they were with him. And when inquiring what they were doing, they broke down and said it was too expensive for them, that they had to order from this website. So for you ladies that are out there that are trying to do this and are looking for your own way out to self-medicate, all I'm going to say is I'm not against self-medication. I just want you to be aware that even reputable places, which are known to be reputable, can take advantage of you. 8 weeks, I'm happy. I'm only sick today because I'm sick, that's it. But I'm happy. I love where I'm going. I know it's only 8 weeks, but I see a lot of changes. And I'm really getting excited. So in the upcoming 8 weeks, hopefully I'll be out to my ex so I can be out to my children. And I hope that goes well. And I'm not going to transition full time until I do things like my beard and some other things. YouTube, I love you all. Again, thank you for subscribing. I am so thrilled that so many of you so far have thought of me as a entertainment or a voice of knowledge on this subject. And for those of you that think I'm brave, I look at the people and say they're brave when they come out much younger than me. But me, at 45, I'm anything but brave. I'm finally brave today, but I've been hiding. And if I could give you any advice for anybody that's out there, this doesn't go away. It lives with you forever. And as much as you try to run away from it, it's always there. So take the time and look into yourself and know what you want to do and don't run from it, because you could lose a lot of time. Now, I'm grateful for the time that I lost in this because I have wonderful children. But now I'm dragging them down onto this journey. And I can't say it's 100% fair, but I love them to death, and I'm grateful to God that I have that. YouTube, I love you. Thank you so much for giving me this forum to talk to you all, and I'll see you next week.